Hey everybody, welcome to today's update on Daily IoT. I'm excited about today's update because I finally gotten to a point where I am reached out and started working with a company on the Puck project to hopefully get the hardware wrapped up, finished up, some boards printed, and however many revisions we need to go through for that, but to get the hardware complete so that we can finish up the firmware and software and user experience and all that and get this thing delivered. The company that I will be working with is Agility Design. You've heard me mention them before. I've worked with them on a side thing before, the texting dryer project a little ways back, but I'm really excited to be working with the folks at Agility Design. I'm excited to see what we come up with together hardware-wise on the project here. I just wanted to share a little bit of the story of going through that process. So I had, like I said, had worked with Agility before. Not on a paid basis or anything. We just kind of did a little bit of a collaboration that started through Twitter on the texting dryer project. I'll link it up. You can check it out. But when it was time to start looking for design houses to talk to and companies to reach out to get this thing hardware complete, I obviously thought of them. And so, but I didn't want to, I wanted to do my due diligence, reach out to some other companies to see, maybe get some quotes and compare prices and see, I didn't want to just limit myself to that. As much as I had loved working with the guys at Agility, I wanted to, be a good founder, for lack of a better term, and see what other options I had available. And this is definitely the right decision. And the reason I'm saying that is not just because the folks at Agility are awesome, but man, I had quite the experience reaching out to other companies. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know if this is because my project is such a small one. That very well could be. I don't have anything to compare it to. It's my sized project, so I can't say that that's the reason, but it could be. Just not very good service, not very good experience reaching out to other people. I guess I'm hoping it's the size of my project, because otherwise these companies are just terrible. I ended up after exchanging, I don't want to mention any names here because I don't want to drag people through the dirt. That's not my intention here, and I have actually had cases where I've called somebody out and then I get an email saying, we're really sorry and we want to talk to you, and I appreciate that, but I don't have time to mess with that, so we're going to leave the also rans as just also ran, nameless. I'm not going to mention who those are, but some of the experiences after trading several emails, went a week without hearing anything, and then finally got a, hey, we're still waiting for you to answer some questions from us. To which I responded, I answered those questions a week ago. What wasn't clear? To which I got, oh, sorry for the confusion. You ended up in our spam folder. And so in the future, copy these other people whenever you send us an email. People that they had never mentioned before, that I would have not known to copy in the first place. But anyway, things like that where it's like, I ended up in your spam folder. We'd already exchanged emails. Not super impressed. We're not getting off to a good start here. One of the other ones was, I got to share this email here, sort of put together a spec sheet. This was an outfit that really I wasn't getting a good vibe from, because they seemed, and this is fair, to be fair to them, they needed a lot of, tell us exactly, which I can understand that, and I've had some outsourcing experience in the software world before where you have to give sometimes it's a weird balance. You have to give such explicit detail of what you want done that once you've done that, like sometimes that's the hardest part. That's the creative effort. And then at that point, it's just entering in, filling out the logic. It's not always that simple. But sometimes the hardest part is the creative effort that goes into it. And I'm looking for, and this is something that Agility absolutely has brought to the table, sort of this collaboration. Hey, I've got some ideas, but maybe you've got some ideas as well. This particular company that I am going to read an excerpt here from was not that at all. It was, tell me exactly XYZ and we will build XYZ. There is no thinking outside the box. You define the box and we make it. And so, but we were just crossing signals. I felt like I had explained the concept of the project, and then in an email I got, they have a question about the display. There was a detail of a display, question mark. I don't even know, that's not really actually a question. Do you have any displays in mind that can withstand the G-forces involved in playing hockey? What? Like, what? I never mentioned that we were actually playing hockey with this thing. It's memorabilia. It sits on a desk. No, I don't have a display that can handle the G-forces of playing with hockey, nor do we need one. And so these are some of the experiences of reaching out and trying to find a company to collaborate with to build a product. And so obviously they were completely missing after, I had a conference call with this particular company and had explained what I was going for, right over their heads. I guess maybe, yeah, I don't know what's happening in that particular email, but so those are just a little bit of the trials that I've been going through with trying to find, like I said, a company to collaborate with to get this thing hardware complete and release a product. And again, some companies, to be fair, again, are not interested in a collaborative effort like that. They want instructions on what you want them to build. They will build it and turn it over. That's fine. And so that's not what I was looking for. I am looking for a place like Agility Design that has some creative effort on their end. They're throwing in ideas. They're excited about the project. You know that I'm super excited about the project. And so I am really excited to be working with them. And hopefully, I'll have updates as we get further along in the process and hopefully get to hardware complete, not too far into the distant future, so we can get this thing finished up. And so that's it for today's update. Question of the day. Playoffs are in full effect right now. As of this filming, the Capital Series is not going well. We're down 1-0, and that first game was a disaster. We totally should have won and completely threw it away in classic Caps fashion. It hurts to be a fan this time of year of the Washington Capitals. It really does. But I still am absolutely convinced that we're going to win the Stanley Cup this year. Everything's going to be just fine. We're going to win tomorrow's game, get the series tied back up 1-1, get back on track. And so, question of the day, how is your NHL playoff experience going? If your team didn't make it, are you enjoying the games, the level of hockey that we're seeing? I feel like a lot of blowouts happening, especially in the East. But how are the playoffs going for you? If your team is in, how is your team doing? Stick it in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Also, if you hit that subscribe button, I love you. Thank you very much. But also send me an email, kevin@sidwar.com, so I could say thanks. Maybe tell me where you're from, what made you hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching Daily IoT, the show where together we're learning how to make the Internet of Things one day at a time. Go Caps.